Hello students, in the previous lecture we have discussed about the numerical to find area of steel or to design a singly reinforced beam. That was our first method or a manual method to find area of steel. We will be taking the same sum today and we'll be discussing alternative method using steel code or steel table that is being provided in your WhatsApp group. So taking the same example as we have discussed in the last video. In the last video, the final answer was 3 numbers of 20 mm dia bars as we have discussed previously, but this was a manual method based on this equation, that is capital AST upon small st, and here we used to assume the bar diameter to be 20 mm. Now how to optimum check whether we have provided the correct value of it or not? For that we will be using our steel table. So requesting all to pause this video and move on to steel table page number 71. Again, pause this video, take your steel table and move on to page number 71. There you will be seeing this table, that is table number 20. It is for area of group of round bars. Again, area of groups of round bars, that is circular bars or steel bars that we use in RCC. The main thing to notice here is that the area is given in centimeter square. So while calculating we need to take account of this. So now how to read this page or how to read this table? In the first column it is mentioned the diameter of bars. That means what all diameters are available in market. The diameter of bars start from 5 mm up till 50 mm. Means in the market scenario bars are available from 5 mm to 50 mm. Here you can see that there are some odd number of bars and some even number of bars. Mostly even number of bar or even values of bars are being used in steel construction or RCC construction. So regarding our chapter, that is singly reinforced beams, the diameter of bar, what to take, we'll be discussing later on. And here in the x-axis you can see the number of bars, that is number of bars to be 1 2 3 up to 10. Maximum 10 numbers of bar you can place in a single row. And here the values here mentioned are in centimeter square, mind that. Okay, so now how to read this table according to our previous example. So our previous example we were getting our capital AST, that is AST or area steel required to be 871.79 mm square. Now in the last example or in the last video we have assumed to be taking as 20 mm diameter mass. Now how to relate this steel table and provide the optimum or the actual consideration of bars? So as the value is 871.79 mm square and here it is mentioned in centimeter square, we need to convert it into centimeter square, so it will be 8.71. so we need to find a value 8.71 or a value which is near maximum to 8.71. Here we can see that there are plenty of bars to consider from 5 to 50, but for specifically our chapter, that is singly RC beam, we will be taking a small range of bars only, that will be, or we will be always taking it to be 12 to 24 mm dia. Mind it, it is not mentioned in your textbooks or IS course, so you need to refer this or you to remember this. This is just a trick that we will be getting answer every time we will be solving it. So we will be taking our bar diameter always to be between 12 mm to 24 mm for a singly RC beam. Clear? So again, in the previous slides you have seen that there are number of bars varying from 1 to 10. Again we have to take an optimum value for this also. So here the range of hours will be always from 2 to 6. We will be always taking number of bars between 2 to 6. Why so? we are referring to a rectangular beam. Let us take an example. This is a rectangular beam. If we keep the number of bar to be 1, that means a single bar at the center, which is not practically feasible to hold this bar in position, so we will not be dealing with this. And we always require two number of bars as minimum to be kept at both corners. So the minimum value of bars that we'll be keeping is always 2. And why maximum 6? Because in this case, let us take an example. Suppose this is again an RCC cross section beam. If we keep more than 6 number of bars, let us example take this. If we keep more than 6 numbers of bars, the distance or the spacing between two consecutive bars will be so less that the proper bonding will be not forming between steel and concrete. So to get a proper bond strength between steel and concrete, we are keeping maximum number of bars to be 6. So again, keeping mind in range, minimum number of bars to be provided are 2 and maximum are to be provided as 6. Yeah. Again repeating, the range of bars should be between 12 to 24 mm dia, and the number of bars should be between 2 to 6. For GTO examination also you have to keep this in mind. So now selecting these values, here we are getting value to be 871, that is 8.71. we need to find a value that is near maximum to this. We can't provide less than 8.71. if we will provide area less than 8.71, the structure will fail. So we need to provide a value which is greater than 8.71. so looking into this range, that is from 12 to 24 and between 2 to 6, we just need to now refer this matrix. So we'll be getting the value only as this 942, that is highlighted, which is near maximum to this value, that is 8.71. so we are providing, that is 20 mm dia and 3 numbers of bar. Last time we have assumed the value to be 20, and now we have proved why the optimum value is 20. So during examination also steel table is allowed, so this will be a less tedious process and it will be consume less time for you all. So kindly refer steel table for solving or for providing AST, that is steel content. Clear? Moving on to the next example. Here it says that design a rectangular RCC beam simply supported over an effective span of 4 meter loaded with a service load. Keep in mind, a service load is given, that means a live load or an actual load is given. So actual load is given and it is including self weight. If it is not mentioned including self weight, that means this would have been only live load. Then we need to find self weight by the equation that we already used, rho b d. But as it is given that it is including self weight, that means a total load is given, but this total load is actual load. So first step of ours will be to factor this load, that means to multiply it by 1.5. and M20 concrete is to be taken and the grade of steel is Fe 415. Also it is mentioned that the partial safety factor, that is factor of safety, is 1.5, and the width of beam is given as 250, that is small b is given as 250 mm. So starting our example, FCK, that is grade of concrete, Fy, that is grade of steel, is already given in question. So the first step will be to find factored load, that is the actual or service load multiplied by 1.5. so we are getting a UDL of 37.5. so we can refer this figure, that a simply supported beam of 4 meter span and a UDL of 37.5. in the previous example, moment of resistance or our bending moment was already prescribed. Here we have given a load, so first thing will be to find moment, that means moment of resistance, and as it is a simply supported beam and a UDL, the value will be WL square by 8. W will be 37.5, L will be 4 and divided by 8, so we'll getting a value 75 kilonewton into meter. Now as this is an example of design, as we have seen in the previous example also, we need to assume that we are designing as balance section, and due to this assumption, XU will be equal to XU max and MU will be equal to MU lim. So this MU can be directly taken as MU lim. So MU lim by the equation for Fe415 will be 0.138 FCK BD square, taking the value of MU lim to be 75 into 10 raised to 6, FCK to be 20, B to be 250 as mentioned in question. We need to find the unknown, that is D. Solving this, we are getting an answer D equal to 329.70 mm. So rounding it off to higher whole number, we will be taking as 330 mm. So the depth of, or the effective depth of beam is 330 mm. This is our first step. Our first step will always be to find dimensions, and the second step will be to provide steel. And to provide steel, keep in mind the steps are very clear, and in each and every numerical we will be doing with the same steps. So the first step will be to find PT, and the second step will be to find AST, okay, for providing steel. So the next step will be to find PT. PT from which equation? We have already seen this, 50 FCK by Fy 1 minus under root 1 minus 4.6 mu upon FCK BD square. From there we will be getting the value of PT, which comes out to be 0.952%. Now substituting this value of PT in this equation, that is AST equal to PTBD by 100, we are getting a value 785.4. Again we are getting this value 785.4 mm square. Now we won't be using manual method, that was only for first example because you are not aware with the steel table. Now we will be always referring to our steel table. So from steel table, page number 71, table 20, we need to find a value that is near maximum to 785, but keep in mind again the value is to be taken in centimeter square. So it will be 7.85 centimeter square. So we need to find again what will be the range. The range will be from 12 to 24 and the number of bars will be from 2 to 6. So within this matrix, that means within this portion only we will be dealing with. So within this matrix we will be taking or we will be finding a value which is near maximum to 7.85, and this value comes out to be this, that is 8.04. And 8.04 belongs to which row? It belongs to 16. That means we are using 16 mm diameter steel bars, and which belongs to which column? It belongs to column number 4. That means number of bars are to be taken as 4. So it will be easier, and we'll be getting answer as most optimum. So we'll be considering the bars to be 16 mm and we'll be providing 4 numbers of bars. So again repeating, this final step or final statement is to be always mentioned in your GTU examination. It carries 1 mark. So we are providing 4 numbers of bar, 16 mm diameter, and the total AST provided is this value, that is 804. Converting it into mm square, again it becomes 804 mm square. Okay, so this was our example regarding to find the design or to calculate the area of steel. Moving on, we'll be going through a typical example. So it is advisable for all to look at this example properly and to solve it on your own, because this is a typical example. We'll be using a different equation and a different page number of your IS code. So again, looking to the question, it says that a beam of 200 cross 300 mm effective, that means width of beam is given as 200 and depth of beam is given as 300, but as it is effective depth, small d is mentioned, is used as a 2 meter cantilever. So the beam is cantilever and the length of beam is 2 meter, and it has to support a factored load of 15 kilonewton per meter. As this is a factored load, there is no need to multiply it by 1.5, and we need to calculate the area of tension steel and draw sketch. We need to find the area of tension steel, that is we need to find AST. Also check for deflection. Clear? Also check for deflection. That is something new which will be going through in this numerical. the grade is M20 and Fe415. So we'll be starting with the sum. Factored load is given 15 kilonewton per meter, but keep in mind here it is not mentioned that it is including its self weight. Again, it is not mentioned that it is including its self weight, that was seen in a previous example. So we need to find the self weight. If in the question it is not given as including self weight and the whole cross section is given, then we have to compulsorily find the self weight of the beam, and the equation for self weight will be rho b d, and as it is a factored self weight, we are multiplying it by 1.5. This 0.2 is the width of beam, 0.35 is the capital D. Again, capital D, as effective is given, or small d is given 300 mm. Here it is not mentioned in question as the cover to be taken, so we will be always assuming cover to be 50 mm. So capital D will be 0.35, that is 350 mm, and multiplied by density of RCC, and density of RCC is always 25 kilonewton per meter cube. Yeah, so solving this, we will be getting answer of factored self weight to be 2.625. so this was the live load, this is the dead load. Combining both, we will be getting total load to be 17.625. If we are solving the answer to be directly as 15, the first step of ours will be wrong and we will be getting just a mark of method. So if for, let us take an example for a 7 marker question, if we are dealing, or we are taking directly answer as 15 and not multiplying with the self weight, we will be getting only 2 or 2.5 marks as for method. So keep in mind this. So the total load or the total UDL will be 17.625 kilonewton per meter. Now as the beam is given as cantilever, again it is a twisted question, it is not a normal question as we have seen previously. The easiest question will be to be given as simply supported beam, but here it is given as cantilever beam, so the moment is to be kept in mind. For cantilever beam and a UDL, bending moment or maximum bending moment will always be WL square by 2. W will be taking this value, length is given in question as 2 meters and divided by 2. So we'll be getting an answer 35.25 into 10 raised to 6 Newton into mm. Clear? So now the second thing will be to find mu lim. Here keep in mind we are not designing the beam. Again, if we are to be designing the beam, then the section dimensions we are finding it. It is not prescribed in question. We are just calculating area of steel. So if we are not designing the beam, we cannot assume it to be balanced section. If the question was design a beam, we always start with assumption to be taken as that it has to be assumed as balanced section. So here we will be requiring to find mu lim, and mu lim, as we have seen previously, it will be from the equation 0.13 at FCK BD square, which comes out to be 49.68. So comparing this to value, it comes out that mu is less than mu lim, so the section will be under reinforced. Now moving on to next, we need to find AST, and the steps for AST are always similar. We need to find first PT and then AST. The equation is also same, so using the same equation, PT comes out to be 0.625 and AST will be found out from the equation PT BD by 100. AST will be found from the equation PT BD by 100. Clear? So we'll be getting the value 374.4. Now this value you have to find out from page number 71. You will be getting this answer. Again, we need to take the range from 12 mm to 24 mm. Clear? So we will be getting an answer something around this. Now our main question starts. Our secondary question was to check for deflection. This is something new. Clear? So for check for deflection, I request all to pause this video and move on to page number 37 of your code. Page number 37. In page number 37, there is a clause 23.2.1 which states that the vertical deflection limit may generally be assumed to be satisfied provided that the span to depth ratio means L by D. This is the ratio that we'll be dealing with to find our deflection check. Okay, so here in this table we see that we are given three conditions, that is first for cantilever, second is for simply supported, and the third is for continuous. Here in the question it is mentioned as cantilever, so we'll be taking the value as 7. Again, keep in mind, this is very important, there is a printing mistake in this code. It is not 7 or 20 or 26, it is 7 times, 20 times and 26 times MF. So you are not supposed to overwrite anything in your IS code, you just need to remember this. We will be solving many examples regarding this, so in the final examination you will be used to this equation. Yeah, so our final equation will be 7 into MF. Now what is MF? MF stands for modification factor. So before going into that, first we will be checking the L by D ratio. So our L by D ratio, that will be actual L by D ratio, that is length upon depth. Length will be 2 meters, that is already given question, that is 2000 mm. D, that will be effective depth, already it is also given in question, it comes out to be 300. So this ratio will be 6.66. the actual L by D will be 6.66. that is our beam, the L by D ratio of our beam is 6.66. Now we need to find this 7 into MF value. So what is MF? So MF stands for modification factor, that we can refer from page number 38, that will be on the right hand side. Page number 38, you will see a graph here, figure 4, and figure 4, the heading, it states, the title states that it is modification factor for tension reinforcement. Tension reinforcement, that is AST, and modification factor, that is MF. So in the y-axis we are dealing with modification factor, that is we need to find this modification factor on the y-axis, but on the x-axis it is given as percentage tension reinforcement, that means PT. So on the x-axis we'll be dealing with PT, and we need to find the value from the y-axis. How? By using these curves, these various curves you are seeing, these curves are of Fs, that is F stands for stress and S stands for steel, so stress in steel. Here you can see various values, that is 120, 145, 190, 240, 290. Here we need to find the equation for Fs, and for that it is already been prescribed here. How to find Fs? So Fs will be equal to 0.58 Fy. Fy will be 415. Area of cross section of steel required, that is our required steel means this value. This value was AST required, and area of steel provided. Provided means the value that we'll be getting from a steel table. Again, this will be our required, that will be getting from the equation of PT, and the provided value will be getting it from steel table after selecting the number of bars. So substituting everything in this equation, we get Fs to be 240 Newton per mm square. We get Fs as to be 240 Newton per mm square, that means this curve will be referring to. Now we need to find PT. Why to find PT again? Because we have changed the value of AST. This was the required AST, we have already provided a greater value, so the PT value will be increased. So we need to find that value again using the same equation, but this time we will be substituting AST as 452 mm square. So substituting this value here, we getting answer as 0.753. So now how to read this graph? Here we can see that it from x-axis it starts from 0, 0.4, 0.8, and as our value comes out to be 0.753, it will be somewhere around here. It will be somewhere around here. So we need to take a vertical line from this, and we need to match the 240 curve, that is this curve. This curve we need to match, and we need to take a vertical line from this. So we are getting an intersection point somewhere around here. We are getting an intersection point somewhere around here. So this answer can be different for all the students, so it is not mandatory to get the proper answer, because we are just relating, or we are just equating two things, that is actual L by D and the L by D that is getting from the equation. So this value is 0.8, this value is 1.2, so and this value will be 1. So we are getting an answer between 1 and 1.2, somewhere around here. So we'll be taking as 1.05. It is just an assumption from our naked eye. You can take this value as to be 1.1 also, you can take it as 1.15 also. There is nothing to worry about. The final answer will always be same. So taking the value as to be 1.05, we will be finding maximum L by D. So maximum L by D was from the ratio here, that is for cantilever it will be 7 into mf. So maximum L by D will be 7 into mf. We have already calculated 1.05. So the maximum L by D is 7.35. That means the beam can resist a deflection up to 7.35. Up to a deflection of 7.35, the beam will not deflect, and our actual deflection in the beam was 6.66. So 6.66 is less than 7.35. That means our actual L by D is less than the maximum value, so our beam is safe. Our question was to check for deflection. Again, as the question is to check for deflection, this final answer, that is hence safe, hence okay, is to be mentioned every time. It carries again 1 mark, because we are not supposed to find the value of L by D, actual or maximum. We are asked the relation, or we are asked the condition, whether it will be safe or not. To check for deflection means we have to check whether it will be safe in deflection or not. So we are getting that actual L by D is less than the maximum L by D, so our condition will be satisfied, that is safe. Clear? So this will be our sum, and this will be our today's exercise problem. It is mandatory for all to solve, because it is important. It will be helpful for you only, as this is a new equation. Solve it in your own, and we'll be seeing in the next lecture. Thank you.